Welcome to another weather update as we're having some more cold temperatures starting off May. The potential for severe weather in parts of the southern United States as well in the mid-Atlantic today, so let's get right into it. So starting off with our day one outlook for today on Wednesday, April 29th, 2026. You can see here, the Storm Prediction Center has issued a marginal risk up here in parts of the mid-Atlantic where we could have some scattered severe storms today with potential for some tornadoes, hail, and damaging winds. The tornado potential is going to be on the lower side of things with a 2% tornado risk up here. As you can see right there, an isolated brief spin-up tornado cannot be ruled out, as well as some potentials for some damaging winds and hail up there, so definitely be aware for that. Then we also have a chance for some severe weather down here towards the south with a marginal risk out there outlined from parts of Texas all the way to southern Georgia, level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. And then we have this level 2 out of 5 slight risk out here as well, where we cannot rule out some damaging winds, hail, and potential tornadoes as well. The tornado risk down here is also going to be on the lower side of things with a 2% tornado risk outlined, where we cannot rule out an isolated tornado or two. But we also have a potential for some damaging winds, but we're also watching damaging winds, especially within these areas with a 15% wind risk outlined. And then we also have some potentials for some hail out here. Large to very large hail is going to be a potential, as they have actually issued a hail conditional intensity group 1 risk within these areas. So definitely make sure you're parking your car in the garage so that doesn't get damaged by hail, as well as strapping down unsecured objects so they don't fly away. You can see here, this is kind of what some of the storms could look like out there as they kind of push through out there in parts of the mid-Atlantic. You can see we're going to have some storms push through in parts of the evening out here, potentially producing a isolated tornado or two, some isolated severe storms, damaging winds, hail on the table. As you can see right here, they're kind of just gonna push through some of those areas out there. So what it could look like at 6 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Eastern. So definitely be aware out here and make sure you have a way to get alerts. If we move down towards the south, you can see we're gonna have some storms out here. And in Texas, you can see we're gonna have some storms gonna pop up out here, potentially producing an isolated tornado or two, hail and damaging winds, and hail threat is probably gonna be the main concern out here. So definitely recommend to park your car in the garage. You're also going to have some storms kind of push through in some of these areas up here as well. And that's kind of where the damaging wind threat mainly is up there as well. So definitely be prepared if you're in some of these areas. This is what we could look at 8 p.m. Eastern out here, 9 p.m. Eastern, and then 10 p.m. Eastern. So definitely be prepared for potential severe weather if you're in these areas today. Let's switch over to CAPE. It stands for Convective Available Potential Energy. Just think of it as storm fuel here. That's what we're looking at. You can see that we are going to have some out here, some storm fuel here. We could be seeing around 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. So we're having we have enough storm fuel out here. Here towards the mid-Atlantic, you can see we're gonna have not as much storm fuel as we're having down there, but you can see we're still gonna have some out there, as you can see right here. And Thursday, we have a very small severe weather potential down here in parts of Texas in that green area, with the main concern being hail. Be aware for that. And then as we get into Friday, we have a severe weather potential, mainly towards the south within some of these areas right here, as you can see. So watching these areas for potential severe weather on Friday, as well as a thunderstorm threat within these areas, just normal thunderstorms. But inside of that marginal risk is the main area I'm watching. So definitely got to be watching Friday for potential severe weather. It's not going to be anything that crazy though as of right now, but we cannot rule out some hail, damaging winds, and maybe an isolated brief spin-up tornado. Let's take a look at what Friday's storms could look like out here. So here is the Rufus A model. Up to Thursday, you can see some of those storms that we might get out there in parts of Texas. So that's something to be watching. And then if we push this up some more as we get into Friday, we're kind of just going to have this big rain system kind of move through some of these areas, potentially causing some excessive rainfall and severe weather potentials right here. You can see you're going to see some line of storms push through. Cannot rule out some embedded circulations within there, potentially producing a brief spin-up tornado, as you can see right there. And that's going to move towards the southeast as we get into Saturday, potentially causing some excessive rainfall out there, maybe a severe weather chance, especially within these areas. So gotta be watching Friday, though, for potential severe weather. But as of right now, it's a marginal risk, which is level 1 out of 5. And excessive rainfall potentials actually do start today, all the way from San Antonio to Montgomery, Alabama, where we have a marginal excessive rainfall chance outlined today. Some decent amounts of rain out there. Then as we get into tomorrow on Thursday, we have a slight excessive rainfall chance out here from Waco, Texas down to Del Rio, Texas. So definitely gotta be watching tomorrow on Thursday for potential excessive rainfall within these areas. So definitely be aware for potential flooding, as we still have some pretty wet ground out there, I'm pretty sure still, because we've been getting quite a lot of rain out there. So definitely still have some flooding potentials tomorrow on Thursday within those areas. And then on Friday, we have a big area to be watching for excessive rainfall all the way from San Antonio to Atlanta, Georgia. We got to be watching for excessive rainfall. On Friday, as you can see here, this could turn out to be a pretty big excessive rainfall chance. I wouldn't doubt an upgrade to potentially a moderate excessive rainfall chance out here. So I'd definitely be prepared for that. And then as we get into Saturday, that excessive rainfall chance does transition down to the southeast. And then on Sunday, it transitions down farther into parts of Florida. Alright, so let's talk about the fire weather. We got elevated down here in parts of the southwest today, and then elevated fire weather risk down here in parts of the southeast today. So definitely be aware for fire weather potentially today if you're out in some of these areas. And as we get into tomorrow on Thursday, the fire weather risk is mainly going to be out here in parts of Florida. And yeah, we got some more cold and more cooler temperatures coming in starting off May. As you can see right here, we're going to have a lot of cold air just moving to the United States, as you can see right here. So it's about to get pretty decently cold out there. So yeah, it's going to cool everyone down, as you can see right there. But back here, it might remain pretty warm still up there. So, but yeah, we got some more cooler temperatures coming down here. So definitely be prepared for that, as you can see right there. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cold starting off May. Mainly towards the eastern half of the United States, and then the western half could be pretty warm. If you check out that CPC Climate Prediction Center's outlook, this area for a 60% chance of above normal temperature, as you can see here, of below normal, sorry. Then we have a chance for some above normal temperatures up here towards the Pacific Northwest. And that's pretty much all I got for you in today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, to click that notification bell so that you get notified when I upload some videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye.